All right, good morning, everybody. I am very, very glad to be here. I've known Judy for quite a while, and she is quite a hero in the industry for motivating the most important generation, the generation that's bringing about the most change. So thank you, Judy, for all that you do. There are so many heroes in this industry, and it is inspiring to talk with them. Stacy, as she already pointed out, was there when I started down my role of being more active and more vocal. I was following along in her coattails and saying things like, I can't do that, I'm just a mom. And she would say, sure you can, why not you? And that's exactly it. Why not me? And why not you? So Dr. Bronner's is a soap company. It's always where I start, because I want to make sure people know that. Because if I launch into our activism before I start talking about our products, it can be very confusing. So this awesome picture is of my grandfather, Dr. Bronner, with my dad. And this was a popular pose. I can't imagine the first time he did it or where my grandmother was. But they really like to do this. So the thing is that my grandfather was somebody who walked a hard road and had many reasons to stop doing what he did, but didn't take them. And so I wanted to talk to you about how he managed to accomplish what he did and hopefully set you off down a similar path. You all have spent a month with a pretty intensive training, learning, doing, getting outside of your comfort zone, doing things you never thought you would do. But now what? You're not done yet. In fact, I would dare say that you're just starting. So what are you going to do with all of your inspiration, with all of your knowledge, with your plans? And the thing is that you are one person, and that is powerful. But what if you could multiply your influence and bring many, many people with you where you're going, into sustainability, into environmental change? And that's what I wanted to talk to you about, is multiplying your influence. Multiplying your influence really has three components. Part of it is going ahead of people and showing them the way and giving them vision and goals. But then sometimes you're so far in front that they say, I can't get to you. You're there and I'm here, and that's just the way it is. And so you've got to go back to them. And instead of calling them ahead, you have to walk with them for a while and show them the day-to-day, the decisions, the activity that brings you from where they are to where they could be. But sometimes that's not even enough. They're so discouraged, or maybe they just don't care. And so you've got to get behind them, and you have to push them. And sometimes you have to get down on your knees and pry their feet out of the mud because they're so stuck in where they are. And then all of a sudden they come free and they're ready to move, and you got to run around in front of them again and give them that vision. And it's all three of these steps working together. So Dr. Bronner's, in addition to being a soap company, and by the way, I saw that you're doing timing. That's great, because Bronner's like to talk a lot. If you've seen our label, we talk a lot. And so I wanted to show you how Dr. Bronner's has done this and is doing this so that you can see that it's just people doing what they can to create change and to multiply their influence. So to set visions, crazy visions, impossible seeming visions. This picture is from a waste audit that we did this past February, actually. It was a waste audit where we collected our waste at Dr. Bronner's down in San Diego for a month, and we brought in a waste expert and we audited it. We dove into the dumpsters and we looked at what is there and what could we do with it. And after that waste audit, we set the goal that in a year, we would be a zero waste manufacturing facility. And we're going to get there. You know, people talk about having a zero waste household. That's awesome. It needs to happen. But a zero waste manufacturing facility is taking it to the next level. But that sounds crazy. But here we're showing them that we can do it. It is possible to repurpose, to recycle, to reuse everything at the industrial level. But that might seem too far ahead of some people. And so in other areas, we've had to go and we've had to walk alongside to make things happen that people thought were impossible. And so in Dr. Bronner's, we went organic more than a decade ago, but we have since then been going fair trade. Organic is good, organic is excellent, but it does not address the human component. It only addresses the materials. Fair trade addresses the issue of labor. Well, we wanted our products not to be made on the backs of the misery of other people. So not only did we want them to be GMO-free, pesticide-free, all that good stuff, but we wanted to make sure that everybody from the bottom up was being paid well, paid fairly. But at the size of a company that Dr. Bronner's is, there were not the quantity of ingredients that we needed in fair trade sources. And so we had to go and we had to start our own fair trade facilities around the world. We started in this map here, this is all our fair trade sourcing. The blue ones are the ones that Dr. Bronner's has started themselves because they did not exist. So coconut oil, our single biggest ingredient. We started a mill in Sri Lanka on the far right there. It is a beacon there. I got to go there last year. It's a beautiful setup, and it's providing more coconut oil than we need at Dr. Bronner's, and they're able to supply other manufacturers as well. We've set up a palm oil fair trade production in Ghana. This issue of palm oil that people are just throwing up their hands and saying, palm oil, it can't be done. There's no way it can be sustainable. It can be done. And Dr. Bronner's is taking the industry and saying, look, this is how you do it. One step in front of the other, and walking alongside people and showing them how it's done. We also have coconut oil coming from an operation in Kenya as well. And so one by one, we're transitioning our ingredients to fair trade as we can get them. It's a lot of work. But walking alongside people, showing them how these impossible dreams can become a reality. But as I said, sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes people, they don't care. They don't care if it's fair trade. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about these issues that we're realizing are bogging us down. And so you've got to be pushing and prodding and getting really dirty. And so this other issue, and I found out from Matt here that you watched this video of my brother David and his activism in the field of industrial hemp. And to get people's attention, he locked himself in a cage in front of the White House with hemp plants that are illegal in the United States and proceeded to press the oil out of them and serve it on toast to passers-by. Crazy, huh? But it's this sort of out there revolutionary activism that's getting people's attention. Obama, during his campaign, promised that he would address the issue of the legalization of industrial hemp growth in the United States, something that he has not done. And David called him on it, called his attention to it. We didn't tell my mom that David was going to do that before she got the call that he'd been arrested. But you know, this is the stuff that pushes people and gets their attention and gets them waking up and telling them that you need to do something here. And then they start moving, and then you run around in front of them and say, all right, so here's the vision. Industrial hemp growing in the United States, as we've had it now, and Kentucky had a great harvest this year, a couple other states. We're moving forward, and it's inspiring to see. So what are you going to do about it? Most importantly, I want to encourage you not to give up, because there are going to be many reasons to give up. And they're going to sound really good, but you don't have to. You don't have to, and you'll be stronger for not giving up. So my grandfather, Dr. Bronner, immigrated from Germany in 1929 due to really personal conflicts with his dad, but it was a good thing for him that he left. But nonetheless, even though he was in the States, he lost his homeland, because my grandfather was Jewish. He lost the family factory. It was Aryanized in the 1930s. He lost his family. They perished in the concentration camps. He came to the United States, and his road wasn't much easier. He married, but when my dad, who was the youngest of three, was only three, when his wife died, and he was arrested, and he was incarcerated in a mental institution in the 40s, before mental health was understood. Through that, he underwent electroshock therapy. He lost his eyesight. and he lost any form of livelihood. But all of these reasons are good reasons to stop. It's good reasons to give up and say, it's just not meant to be. But he didn't, and he kept working and giving his message and finding ways to put one foot in front of the other every single day. So I don't know about you, but when I look at things that I think stop me, maybe a health issue, maybe my children are busy and I need to stay with them, all of these things that are good reasons. But you know what? If my grandfather could keep moving forward despite these horrendous things that happened to them, there's every reason that I can keep moving forward, and I very much encourage you to keep moving forward and multiplying your influence. Thank you very much.